I'm going to begin by asking you, what kind of visitors are we likely to expect in the Southern Cape from India?
I would say they would be the high-end FIT clients, because with MICE movements and incentive movements, the connectivity is still not very conducive.
Right.
So we cannot get groups. But high-end FIT clients are definitely looking for innovative destinations, something new they've done, the run-of-the-mill, the Europes, the US, the Australias. So that would be very, very good. We definitely can get send in a lot of FIT clients. And their food requirements, I think they would go for the local cuisine and definitely not the Indian food.
All right. You were talking at dinner about most of the high-end FIT clients that are going to be visiting us are probably from the Gujarat group.
The ones who are speaking Gujarati because they've got the money.
Yeah.
They've got the money to come down here. They've got the money to spend. And most of them are vegetarians, but I don't think they will like the Indian food. So the vegetarian food is definitely advisable.
And Ray, you were saying that you really wanted to try South African food.
Absolutely. Whenever I'm in a country, I always try the local food. And to add what Erat said, basically, if the Jains and they are traveling, they like to travel with their own cook. They stay in apartments, they don't stay in hotels, and they're assured of what food they will eat. They carry their own raw material when they travel from India. So these very, very strict vegetarian people normally stay in apartments or in the B&Bs where they have a small kitchen where they're able to cook. So I don't think the food is a problem for them. If it's really so restrictive for them in South Africa, they will travel with their own food. Food for them is quite easy to find even in Asia and Europe, Indian food, but they still travel with their own food, with their own cooks, and they stay in apartments and they eat Indian food there. So for people who are staying in hotels, I don't think that's a problem.
And your experience of South Africa, I believe that the TAFI convention was fantastic. But you've chosen to come to the Southern Cape and to visit the Cape. You said, I think you all said at dinner, that it was nothing like you expected.
True.
What did you expect?
Absolutely.
What did you expect?
Well, there is so much diversity here. It's what we're looking at is that within a range of say 20 kilometers, we find animals, we find nature, we find different fauna, and it's vast fauna. It's not only particular type of say cacti or whatever. This very vast fauna that we see. We find the beach. We find high waves good for surfing. The beaches for family activities. There are things that you can go out a few kilometers into the sea and see some sharks, see some whales, dolphins. So you have things happening in the sea, in the land, and activities even in the air with skydiving. So I think that's a perfect package that you're able to offer.
The quiet, the nature, is that a big draw card?
Yes, it is. I mean, when we did the run all along, I mean, it was fantastic. We were in awe of what we saw around us. I mean, we were clicking away as if to say there's no end to it. I mean, it was something, it's not that we don't see this kind of nature, but it was something that we didn't expect in South Africa. Probably we associated it with more the safety of the place, that it's not too safe, you've got to be careful. Here we are fine, you're moving around like regular tourists. You see so many tourists around, and in a very carefree fashion, which we were pre-warned that this wouldn't be the case.
And then my final question to you is going to be, what is the potential for growth from the Indian market for South Africa? I believe that India sends 12 million visitors out from its borders every year, and only 90,000 come to South Africa. What do you think the potential is?
Awareness has to be created. There's lots more awareness required for the destination, and connectivity.
Yeah,
connectivity is one of the main negatives that would go against a destination.
And cheaper connectivity.
Yeah.
It can't be expensive.
No, if there is more flights, obviously it becomes cheaper. That's how it is. Like, for example, George. If there was more connectivity to George, probably the fare rate would be cheaper and people would come in from Durban.
Ray, Utakshi, Eraj, thank you very much for visiting South Africa, and thank you for visiting Mossel Bay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for us to be here. We wish you good luck. I'm sure you will have a lot of Indians. You asked about the potential of Indians coming here. Yes, automatically the base of the Indian traveller has increased. So the natural increase everyone should get because it's being distributed right now. But now we are trying to do something new which is more than the natural increase, which is, but again, that is the problem. You have Emirates connecting to Joburg. Durban, you have Emirates again. You have Middle East airlines flying in there. You have South African only daily now to Johannesburg. Again, it's the question of connectivity. And when the airfare of the flights from India to Joburg itself is expensive, we are looking at, as we said, high-end FITs who would come there and spend time in South Africa as a mono destination. We have very few countries which are used as mono destination, and South Africa is one of them. Even when people go to, say, South America, which is a destination far away, they do not do one country, they do 2 or 3 countries in South America. But South Africa by itself is a destination which is like, comparing Switzerland, like Switzerland and Europe, which is the mono destination, although it's a very small country. So like that, South Africa has a niche of being an only destination when Indians travel. Need not necessarily connect or travel or connect with any other country. You don't have to go to Swaziland, Namibia, whatever. You can do South Africa by itself, and you can spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks in South Africa and have a wonderful time. So there is a lot of potential, not only on this region, but all of South Africa. I think it's for you as South Africans to stand together and get people to South Africa and distribute what you have with all the natural beauties and things that there is to do.
Events like this evening.
Absolutely.
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 Thank you all very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.